YouTube, what's up? It's crazy out there. The streets are dangerous. Ooh, let's talk about
she's been bitten from head to toe.
I don't know what been chewing on me, but I know I'm ate up on me. Watch how she.
Good morning. Listen. Make sure I got no lipstick on my teeth, right? Hot coffee. Is it me? But I remember my grandma. So I'm at the service station this morning and I'm getting me some coffee, right? Because I'm feeling like coffee today. So it was smoky, right? I like hot coffee. What about you? Anyway, it reminds me of my grandmother. So my grandma, she was the type of grandma, she can drink the coffee when it's smoking like a chimney, right? And as a young girl, I would watch her. Like, I'm like, could she drink that coffee? And she would be like, and she would drink it hot. I thought she was a superwoman. Who could drink piping hot coffee like that? Only a black woman. I'm sorry. I don't know. I had a moment. I had a flashback thinking about the coffee. Anyway, plus, and rest in peace to my grandmother. I was just thinking about her as I was pouring this coffee at the service station. And she used to smoke cigarettes too, right? And she was the type of grandma, tired, just got off work. And she would say, put my cigarette out, right? Put my cigarette out. Yes, ma'am. I hope my cousins see this. So about time we get the cigarette from her, right? Get the cigarette, right? By the time we make it up the stairs to the imaginary ashtray that we couldn't find downstairs, right? We done took 50 pulls off the cigarette. Is it just me? Wasn't that a childhood thing? You know, that was real black community, right? That's why I think I learned how to really smoke at. With my grandma. Get the cigarette. By the time I get upstairs to put it out, I done went crazy. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all ain't black for real. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry. Some days I feel like sharing who I am. And some days I hold back and I give y'all what I want. But that was part of my childhood, you know? So if my cousin them see this today, you know I ain't lying. All of us experienced that. We used to run to get the cigarette from my grandma. Put this out. Yes, ma'am. Anyway, hello everybody. I'm Miss Tia. This is my channel and this is my Saturday morning rant. I do every Saturday. I come once a week. I was finna say once a month, but I come once a week to talk about the things that I see in the news concerning hip hop, political, because I love hip hop and I realize that all of this is conjoining. And I've also figured out that we are all the same, no matter our status, economic, religion, blah, 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 blah. We all pretty much go through the same. So I use hip hop and political as teachable moments to have a conversation with the community, my people, right? So thank you for clicking the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. And like, creeps. I'm like, don't nobody... Anyway, we got some great topics today. I can't stay long. I'm on my black job. Y'all know how that is. Plus, it's crazy in the streets. To be honest with you, I am very scared right now. We got all kind of people in the streets now. You got the killers, the cheater, the lesser. Everybody's on the block. We living on the block with everybody. It's dangerous and exciting at the same time, right? I got some great topics before we get out of here. I wanted to talk about Young Thug. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Who else I said I wanted to talk about? Is hip hop the only genre that disrespect our icons? I got another icon that I wanted to talk about today, Dame Dash. Is hip hop the only genre that disrespects our icons? So that's one of the topics and that I wanted to talk about. And who else I had? NBA YoungBoy tour. I've been watching it. Will he make it through? Will it be a success? So, what do you think? Those are the three topics that I may get to today. I don't know how long I can get here. And plus, I may dibble and dabble in some music that I heard this week. And what do you think about it? Leave something in the comment. But anyway, let's get to the Young Thug because he's the hottest thing right now, at least in the news. I don't know about the hottest thing, but at least he's the one on the chopping block, right? That we all kind of eating from, right? But anyway, last night, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know. This is when I seen it. I seen it last night, real early last night. Do that make sense? Real early last night. He dropped his let's say a diss track or a monologue piece. You saw that, Thug? I gave you that. He dropped a monologue piece. Talking about maybe his trial and where he is right now in his mental state. The song is called Closing Arguments. Listen, I went to one of my favorite channels. This is how I saw it, the It's Up There podcast. Loon, you got that over there. It was on the Loon platform. It's Up There podcast. Go over there and check that out. In the closing argument, and for some reason, the song, I realized Thug just really do not have a clue. In the whole song, he's talking about shootings, robberies. Once again, he's confessing and telling information that a lot of us didn't know. So you know me, I'm nosy. I went to the person I know who can give me accurate information. I went right on over there to Trap Lord Ross, and he was breaking down the whole video in song to the point where Thug, you gotta be careful. Listen, I told you, I don't think Thug is gonna make it. You gotta be careful. Trap Lord Ross, he broke it down so much that he was able to follow each line and find news articles concerning the lyrics that Thug was talking about. This is how crazy Young Thug is at this point. It's looked like he's gasping and straggling for breath and information. It's real crazy. It's crazy. So Trap Lord Ross also, as he was doing the lyrics breakdown, he went to all the articles of the situations that Thug was talking about in the song. He was looking up some of the members. We found some of the members that we all didn't know. We found some of the articles of shootings in Atlanta that a lot of us didn't know, with the Thug giving us all that information again. Once again, something is wrong. I don't think he understands what he's doing. Be quiet. Shut up. It's crazy that a lot of people don't understand that. Be quiet. Anyway, plus on top of that, every day we have been getting the privilege to listen to private conversations from Jeffrey, right? One of the recent ones that really caught my attention, and it's a lot that he's been talking about. One of the recent ones, he was talking about Kendrick Lamar not wanting to do a feature with him. And also the recent one that really caught my attention, he talked about Andre 3000 not wanting to do maybe a song with him. And I see why. I wanted to say this to new artists who feel like they are privileged and feel like people should take part in whatever they doing, right? And this don't even have to be music. This can be in any situation. It's an honor, and you have to work your way to sit in certain rooms and in certain class. I'm sorry. That's just the way life is. Certain people, certain artists and people, you don't mesh with their message, right? So I can see Kendrick Lamar and Andre 3000 saying no. The way that they hold their craft and their gifts, they are the type of people that they don't give it away to anyone. And I think people need to pay attention to that, because that was one thing that stuck out to me during the conversation with one of the guys he was with. He was talking about how, can we pay him? Can we give him money? And the guy was like, no, it don't work like that. Some people you can't pay off. Some people really hold their craft and their gifts. They take it serious, because when you think about it, when you understand your gift, you will hold it. You will be able to share it with certain ones. But that's for people who understand the gift, the power of the gift. You have to be careful. You can't be sold all the time, because now we're in a place where everything is sold, right? So when you run across people like a Kendrick and an Andre 3000 who know the importance of, hold up, this don't go everywhere. You get it. But so I hope people who think like Thug and say, well, why? Well, they should. No, it doesn't work that way. Everybody don't get to sit at the table or feel it and touch it. I talked about that before. Everybody don't get to feel and touch it. You have to be careful with that. Your gift is literally all you have. It's be honest with you, it's worth more than money. Your gift that God gives you is worth more than money, and you can't give it away. I tell the young girls, "Ooh, this is good." And I know my thing show I got more men than women, but to the women, I tell a lot of young women this too. Everybody shouldn't see whether you are a man or a woman. Everybody shouldn't get that privilege to see that. Every man that come up and talk to you shouldn't see your teeth. Right? Every man, this is what I tell the young girls, every man that comes up to you and tell you cute shouldn't be able to experience the ride. So it's the same way with the gift, right? Everybody that wants it shouldn't be able to experience, oh, this is good. Let me go here. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. I'm gonna give you a parable. This was Paul, right? I think this was Paul. And it may was Peter and them. I can't remember. You could Google this. But Peter and them had the gift of the Spirit, right? And then they had a magi guy, right? He was a magician, right? He could do a lot of things, but he couldn't do what Peter and them was doing. To the point he walked up to Peter, and this may was Paul, but I'm saying Peter because I can think. He walked up to Peter, he said, let me buy that. Because he saw that Peter and them had the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and they was able to heal the sick, bring people back from the dead, deliver people from bad spirits, right? So he came up to them because he watching from afar. He was like, let me buy that. And Peter and them was like, you can't buy this. This ain't for sale. Ooh! I hope that ain't go over your head. Sometimes I can get too deep. I'm sorry. I try to come, but he said, you can't buy this. This is not for sale. So once again, an example of everything is not for sale, especially your gift that God give you. So now I can see why Kendrick and Andre 3000 think twice when it comes to who they choose to be able to have the place where they can be set with them, where they can. I tell people all the time, I say, I don't feel like it, or come on, let's go ahead now. Don't you want me now? I'm good. You can't sit everywhere. You can't be everywhere. And I think the game that Young Thug have played, he felt like you can buy everything. Once again, I think that's a teachable moment. That's a teachable moment. Oh, and people would say, "Oh, you being low down," because I think he had a problem with Jay-Z. I saw on an interview that he was sitting with Tip, and he had a problem with, well, why Jay-Z won't talk to me and tell me the secrets? And Tip was saying it doesn't work like that. A lot of people don't understand that. I know it's hard to swallow, but that's true. Everybody would not handle your craft, your gift, the way you would, and you have to be careful like selling it. Don't sell it, because it's something special that no one can get but you. Oh, teachable moment. I heard that. I was like, teachable moment. You know, I try to bring things that I can, you know, teach and learn through. Thinking about teachable moment. I was thinking about the Dame Dash. I don't got a couple minutes. So one of the other topics was, is hip hop the only genre that disrespects? Is hip hop the only genre that disrespects our icons, right? So I was thinking about Dame Dash this week. I don't know if you guys seen him, but I don't like the way Dame Dash look. Being around here in hip hop since the 90s, I saw a lot of things. I saw people come and go. And then just experiencing life, watching him, I'm kind of scared. I want to say this. I don't want to say it too loud. This is just only to the people who watches me, right? I don't see us having Dame Dash around for the next 5 or 10 years. It's very scary to watch people who battle with diabetes the way he's battling with it. And the reason why I'm saying this is, you know, God only have the last say, don't get me wrong. But when I seen him immediately, I thought about my father. I thought about my dad, and I watched my dad kind of decline the way I'm watching Dame Dash. So my heart kind of went in a different place, right? So watching him this week, it just hit me. It said, why do the hip hop genre, it seems like we the only genre that disrespects our icons? No matter what Dame Dash went through with Jay-Z and whatever, he still was a trailblazer and an iconic movement for hip hop, in hip hop. I don't think we would ever get another Dame Dash or that movement like Rockefeller did, period. Independent, coming in the game independent with their own cash, saying this is what we want, this is how we move. And I do believe, and I'm so scared that hip hop have a thing of that we are so disrespectful to those people who trailblazed the way. And so as I looked out this week and I saw Dame Dash once again continually fighting with the Camerons, the Maces, and the people in New York who literally he put on. I don't know if you saw the episode last week, and if you didn't, go and check it out. I talked about how when have it became so popular and great to disrespect people who put you on. I came up in a time where you honored people who put you on. It was a respect thing. You would rather walk away in silence instead of, let's say, disrespecting those who gave you a chance. Now, I'm not going to get too deep in it. I don't know. And somebody may be saying, well, you're speaking from a point you don't know nothing about. Okay. And I'll take that. But I'm also speaking from a point of, if we don't show a better view of how we treat iconic people, the generation behind us are going to be even more disrespectful to us. So I think it's very important that we be very careful how we displaying our disapproval for one another in this culture, in this hip hop culture. You already got a group of people who want to kill it, right? They want to be done with the genre, saying it's no good. And then they would use people in the inside to show, see, this is why we need to get rid of this. So I think at some point a light need to come on with us and say, okay, even though I may have a disagreement with this person, maybe we need to do this behind doors. And I do believe that the Dame Dash, the Camerons, the Jay-Z, all of them need to get in a space where they can do this behind doors, because the world is watching. The world is watching this immature genre, because this is what they say, you immature. They say the rap genre, hip hop, is immature. He's young, stupid, dumb. Look how they talk. They talk about killing. So I think we need to really display a view of growth. I think that's so important right now in this time. Even though a lot of things seems like it's going on, we also need to show a lot of growth, that hip hop can grow. Hip hop is growing. the older we get, it grows with us. And the Dame Dashes and the who I was talking about, the Nas's, to me, the display of disrespect to those people who the reason why a lot of us love this sport genre, music, right? Is being disrespected. And I'm asking why? Why? And I didn't like this week that Cameron and Dame Dash was having a public display again in front of the people, right? If you agree, okay, leave something to come. If you don't, that's fine too. But I'm just giving my opinion from a fan and a lover of this genre, a lover of this. I grew up with hip hop, you know. So to see the hurt from the people who, this is why I love this, go through this, is kind of disappointing. So that was one of my topics. Is hip hop the only genre that disrespect its icons? You don't see a lot of disrespect in the country. In the country music genre, a lot of those people, Garth Brooks, come out right now, they go crazy. They bow in honor and respect. And I know a lot of people may say, well, you don't know the Pacific, how mean these people were. And I'm not saying that that's not true either. You know, Puffy had a history. You hear through the streets that he was disgusting. You hear that Dame Dash was kind of rude to a lot of people. You hear that Jay-Z may have been this person that misused and abused. You hearing these things about the people who sat in these positions of power, but does that mean that we killed the whole thing because of the few? That's the question. But that's something to think about, man. And this is to the people that be. This is to the people who matters and who sits and who know these people. These conversations need to be had. I think a lot of platforms need to talk about this. Even though Puffy was disgusting, did he make a trailblaze, right? Didn't he do that? Do he need to sit down now? Yes. But was he important for the culture? He was. So when you hear Dame Dash, yes, Dame Dash looked like he was very complicated to work with, but didn't he do something that this is now you got the big X to plugs them who's independent? Yes. So even though we may feel a certain way about people who was in this position first and didn't really know how to handle, I'm gonna tell you something about that power thing. You can say what you'll do when you get it, but it's very few that I've seen who've gotten the power and knew how to handle it once they had it, right? So anyway, I was just thinking about him because once again we saw Irv Gotti decline, right? And I don't want to hear anything in the community when these people pass or leave us. I don't want to hear how great you think they were. My dad used to have a saying was, give me my roses while I'm alive, because when I'm gone and dead, I can't hear you. So at some point, you're going to have to put the bullshit aside and just, think bigger, go beyond. So, and if you're not dead, if you able to wake up the next morning, this to the camera, this to anybody who in this position, what I'm talking about. If you able to wake up the next morning, a lot of things ain't even worth keep carrying. A lot of stuff is not even worth keep going after. You can have that. At this point, if I was Cameron, arguing with Dame Dash would not be a concern. Guess why? Because I'm up. Cameron is up. Why is he wasting his time arguing with Dame Dash? Dame Dash did put you on. And at some point, silence would be a great, a loud voice in this moment. I can't tell a man what to do because a lot of men play in ego. I think this is what Thug is going through now. Ego, right? Not knowing how to grow up, not having that experience. So I think that's what a lot of Cameron is doing. Maybe Dame Dash is also doing that. I also know people who are sick. They become very in this way as well. So I think everybody just needs to sit back and pay attention and don't be used for this moment, right? Okay. This is what I wanted to say. I think we need to be more mindful of how we are treating each other when it comes to our icons and the people who trailblaze this thing called rap and hip hop. We just have to really be mindful. Okay, I gotta get up out of here. Last thing, NBA Youngboy. I'm thinking about NBA Youngboy. Is NBA Youngboy a culture carrier? At one point, I said no. And as I'm watching him on this tour, I'm still saying I'm not quite sold yet. I know he got the fans. I know he got the movement. But is he mature enough to carry that? Right? Because you can have the money, the fame, but if you don't have the maturity with it, you will lose it. So this is why I'm kind of scared to say yes, he is a culture carrier, but I'm watching him, right? I'm watching him. But a lot of the youth really loves him. But I think the important thing about what NBA YoungBoy that I'm looking for is how would he handle that power? Being so influential, right? Would he stir and direct the kids in a positive growth way, right? Will he grow them up, or will he misuse and abuse that power? That's the thing. That's the thing about being a culture carrier. Culture carrier means, could you carry this thing into the next moment and grow it up and move it, push it, right? That's why I came up with the culture carrier, because who's pushing the art? Who pushing it to the next thing? I got a lot of people I can name on my head that you could see some of my previous episodes that I said that they was culture carriers. So I'm looking at him. Is he a culture carrier? Do he understand his power and what's going on with him? Could he push this culture farther so it would not be, demolished, diminished, right? Because the people that want to get rid of this genre, but we fighting. we fighting. We're fighting to keep our love for this genre, and we need certain people in places to be able to continue to carry this culture. So that's why I named them culture carriers. But anyway, I saw some new songs this week. I was looking at the Lotto and the what's the girl? See, that's how I know. I ain't forgot it. But they did a song called Got. I don't know. I'm not sold. It reminds me of a newer rendition of WAP, right? It's a newer rendition of WAP. To me, even though Lotto is she can rhyme, but I don't think she have what it takes to become an icon. Do that make sense? Even though Lotto can rhyme, because it's a difference. But I don't think she have what it takes to become iconic, because I don't think she have any, I wouldn't say guidance, but I don't think she know what she want to go in her head. I don't think Lotto know who she really want to be in this rap industry as a rapper, as a hip hop artist. I think she live moment by moment. I don't think she have you know how the rich people used to say, what's your 10-year plan? What's your 20-year plan? I don't think she have a 10, 20-year plan. And I can see that. She's just in the moment. Even though I talked about this before, even though Lotto got the gift, it's too big for her. She don't know how to handle it. She don't know how to operate her gift. She don't know how to operate it. I talked about this before. Just good. I don't know why that came back up to me this week. But a lot of people got it, but they just don't know how to use it. The outfit is too big. So this is when I see her, and to the other girl, I just think she's just there. I don't think she even hip hop. She's not an artist, rap, none of that. Period. She's just a mascot. But Lotto got it, but she don't know how to use it. The outfit is too big. Okay, let's move on. I saw the Jonna Lucas video with Maya, right? I stopped just to look at the video, right? Just to look at the video. Jonna Lucas have this thing too, to me. It looks like he don't have directions. Do that make sense? Shout out to Jonna Lucas. Listen, don't get me. I'm just talking from a point of view of what I see, right? So to me, even though Jonna Lucas is good and he can rhyme, but for some, it's something missing. It's a piece of a recipe. You know how when you make your mama cornbread and you be like, well, why it didn't come out like mama? Because you didn't put no flour. You need a teaspoon of flour. You put flour in your cornbread? Just a little. See, I didn't know that. See, Jonna Lucas is kind of that to me. He's missing something. But I enjoyed to see Maya in the video. It was a great view. I loved it. Who else I had? I think that's it. Anyway, thank you for coming to listen to my Saturday morning rant. I didn't have much. I just think it's funny watching the people. And plus, I'm waiting to see and hear the next taping of the Young Thugs recording. Right? The Young Thugs recording, right? Young Thug, I think you ought to capitalize off this. I heard somebody say, on this episode of this podcast episode of Young Thug, right? I heard somebody say too, yes, Young Thug he's able to have these conversations. People have conversations like this all the time, and he's able to have them. I think the worst part about it is that the world get to listen, and I think that's what's shameful to him. Do I believe he is sorry for any of it? Maybe. But right now he got to save face because he's trying to wear this thing of a thug. So I think he's trying to save face. But do I believe he regrets a lot of it? At first I didn't, but now that I'm watching him, I believe he regrets a lot. I'm going to get out of here. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Once again, I'm Miss Tia. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week. Bye.